Dear students, welcome to the course Introduction to Metaphysics of Sanskrit Language. Today we are going to begin lecture 9 and we have to start with a new unit, that is unit 3. In third unit we have the concept of Śabda and Artha. As you can see, the concept about the Śabda and Artha. We have dealt a little bit about Śabda and Artha both, but as we have entered into the main subject matter, so we have to understand this concept with the relationship or with the reference based on the corpus of Agama Shastra and Nigama Shastra both, which is the source material for our course. So, in this unit we are going to discuss vācak, vācya and vācyārtha, that means signifier, signified and meaning. Then the relationship of Śabda and Artha and the question of being indestructible, that is nitya. Nitya means something that is eternal in a sense, in essence. So, it becomes indestructible. So, this concept is going to be explained. Then vāka and its 4 levels of manifestation, 3 types of meaning, 2 possibilities of getting meaning of the utterances and requirements for constructing meaning of utterances. So, we are going to discuss these things one by one. The first topic, that is signifier, signified and the meaning, vācyārtha. Vācak, vācya and vācyārtha. What does it mean? In Indian knowledge treasure, we have Śabda, Artha and its relationship, and the discussion is available in the Vākyapadīyam of Bhartṛhari. I have already explained a little bit about this text of Bhartṛhari and Mahābhāṣya of Pātañjala. So, both of the texts are dealing in detail with all the 3 concepts, vācak, vācya and vācyārtha. And in those texts, it is explained like Śabda is just like a lamp who lights up other things and also lights up itself, and Artha is always performative and it is only in utterance. That means just like when you came in this hall and there was no light or no luminosity available, at that time nothing was visible to us, or in a dark room when the lights are off, switched off, then when we enter there is nothing visible. Once you just switch the lights on, what happens? Everything becomes luminous. Whatever is available in that particular room, it becomes available to us, or it comes in our visibility. So, in the same way, words or Śabda is that entity which illuminates itself also and illuminates the object related with or getting signified by that word also. So, in that sense, these texts are explaining that Śabda is just like a lamp. And in the Vākyapadīyam of Bhartṛhari, it is told that Śabda is vācak, the signifier, because it describes something, and the object which is described is known as vācya, the signified. And the mental idea of the object on listening Śabda is vācyārtha, the meaning comprehended. So, Artha is always superposed to Śabda in order to make the 2 entities, that is vācya and vācak, as one. So, for example, for our understanding, just this is an entity, the object to be known. When I use the word pen or kalam, so these words are going to denote this identity, this object. So, the word pen or kalam, these words are the signifiers, and this object which is being identified by these words is signified. So, one is vācak, the Śabda is vācak and the object is vācya. Okay. Now, in between both of them, what is happening? When I am using this word, suppose this object is not present in front of us, but still I am using the word pen or kalam. In that case, there is an imagination or there is a kind of image in my thoughts which is identifying little bit similar with this kind of object, and that is meaning which is present inside of me. So, that is vācya-artha, that is meaning. So, vācak, vācya and vācyārtha. Vācak is the word itself, the one who is signifying something. When it is uttered, it is available to us, and vācya becomes the object itself which is lying outside somewhere. Vācyārtha is present inside of us, within our consciousness, in our thoughts. That is a kind of image. When we imagine something, just like when you see any animated story and you draw any animated story, you create a kind of a bubble over the head. Someone is thinking what is happening. So, what is happening is in the process of thought, and that is very abstract. Which kind of attributes that imagination has, we do not know. We can't say that the imagination about the pen or the image of the pen or the vācyārtha of the pen will be same in each and every person's thought. No. Maybe किसी ने बहुत बड़ा पेन सोचा होगा, किसी की बहुत छोटी सी होगी. So, you can't even identify the perfect attributes which are available in as a part of our thoughts. Like when somebody imagines about one's own beloved partner, some create an imagination very beautiful, long hairs, this kind of eyes, that kind of things, and somebody is thinking of something very different. Not everyone's imagination is of same kind. So, image is available in our thoughts, and that does not have universal attributes. We cannot say that the imagination or the image in the thoughts is universal and it is similar. No, we can't even actually analyze that particular thing. So, here the relationship between vācak, vācya and vācyārtha needs to be understood with reference of 4 levels of the vāk, and that is going to be described. Here in the same text, in the Vākyapadīyam of Bhartṛhari and Mahābhāṣya of Pātañjala, in both the texts, the main concept after the discussion comes as that Śabda and Artha, both are indestructible. And how they reach up to that conclusion? They say the most important discourse which comes as the relationship of Śabda and Artha, nobody goes to a grammarian to request to create a word. Rather than the words are already given by the usage. So, first point he mentions very strongly, in both the text, the Purva Paksha and Uttar Paksha. Purva Paksha means the one who is presenting first his own idea. So, prima facie view is the Purva Paksha, and then Uttar Paksha comes as a rejoinder, as a part of answer to the first one. So, Purva Paksha and Uttar Paksha discusses, this is a method of argumentation in Indian understanding, Vāda Parampara. We discuss the things in order to bring out the truth. So, the first portion who is putting any kind of argument, and the second portion is giving the answer to that particular prima facie view. In that argumentation, the conclusion comes as nobody goes to a grammarian to create a word and to provide us. We have never seen that we go to a Vaikharī, just like please create a word, give to us, then we will start using it. No. They say that usage already defines Śabda and its Artha. So, that is why I am saying it is not necessary that word kalam or pen, which is being used right now for addressing this particular object, will be in usage for all the times or would have been in usage for all the times. No, it is not possible. Usage depends on the lok, that means the users. Lok is the ultimate evidence or pramad. So, he is in that argumentation process, first thing that comes as a result, that both Śabda and Artha are always available. It is not like at some point of time Śabda is going to be destructed and Artha is going to be destructed, or it is not like somebody comes and creates the Śabda and creates the Artha, then provides us to use it. No. It is already in usage, it is available in the minds, in the thoughts, in the practices of the users itself. First thing. Second thing, when he say, when they go further, they say like similarly usage itself defines the attached meaning. The process of using a particular Śabda with a particular Artha also gets available through the usage itself. Thus, the Śabda and the Artha and their relationship is already given. That means, in that sense, at no point of time the situation will be like Śabda is not present or Artha is not present. No, they both will exist all the time and their relationship will be defined by the usage itself. So, in that sense, they both are indestructible. Any entity which cannot be ended altogether or altogether absent, that is indestructible. जैसे आप लोग या हम लोग क्या सोचते हैं कि we will live for 50 or 60 or 100 of years, right? This is our longevity. तो हम ये सोच के चलते हैं कि या तो 50 साल बाद या 100 साल बाद मर जाएंगे. That means we are mortals, we are not eternals, right? In that sense, neither the Śabda is going to be ended, nor the Artha is going to be ended. And simultaneously the relationship between the Śabda and Artha is also indestructible. It is going to be present all the times. So, if something, some entity, some kind of relationship is not going to be destructed at all, that becomes indestructible or nitya. So, this concept comes from the text of Bhartṛhari's Vākyapadīyam and Patanjal Mahābhāṣya, that is Mahābhāṣya of Patanjali. After this, now the subject matter is the 4 levels of Vak based on Agama Shastra. I told you we have the Shastras classified as Nigam and Agam. So, Nigam is Veda, Vedic literature. Anyone who has gone after the class, I will ask the question, 5 possible words used for the Vedic literature. Veda, then Samhita, then Chandas, then Nigam, 4th one came, one is there. So, I will ask last, so as we have already discussed that the Shastra can be classified as Nigam and Agam also, and in the Nigam we have the Vedic corpus. In the same way we have Agama Shastra also. So, in Agama Shastra we have Vak and its 4 levels of manifestation, and what has been discussed here. First level is of Parā, topmost level. Second is Paśyantī. Third is Madhyamā, and the last one is Vaikharī. So, we are studying it from top to bottom. This is top to bottom approach. From the subtlest possible level to the grossest possible level. This is Vaikharī, grossest one, Parā is the subtlest one. So, in this understanding, what has been described with the reference of Śabda and Artha and vācyārtha, that is meaning. At the first level, the Parā is there, and at the last level, Vaikharī is there. So, at the first instance or the topmost level, that is the subtlest possible aspect of vāka, is Parā vāka, and in that state, signifier and signified both are superposed. There is no differentiation. That means you are keeping silent in a inactive state, no manifestation has come into existence as an inert, or just imagine the state of a dormant seed. You just imagine a dormant seed, or the animals who go under hibernation, they just rest in non-functional state. It's not like they are not in existence or they are dead, no. They are resting in a dormant state till the favorable situations come and they start functioning. Okay? So, that state is of Parā, where signifier and signified both are superposed, no differentiation has begun. This is the state of Parā. Just like in a seed, the complete plant is already present, but because right now it is in a dormant state, the differentiation or the multiplicity is not in appearance. But once there are favorable conditions and seed gets converted into the plant, that means from the plant and the tree, so many different parts like leaves, flowers, fruits and their colors, their attributes, everything will come into existence. The same is with us. At the state of embryonic development, before the beginning of that period, everything is there as a genetic code, but it is not visible, it is not appeared yet. All the differentiation comes into appearance once the same cell divides into multiplicity and we are created. So, what is happening in the form of a genetic code, everything is always present, and in that state signifier and signified both are completely superposed, no differentiation. So, that means this particular object and the word which is going to be used for that particular object are nowhere in differentiation. They are superposed, they are resting in a dormant state. The second stage is of Paśyantī, where the differentiation between both the entities, that is signifier and the signified, is yet to begin. Just like when we start our vehicle, we insert the key and there is a point in between those points when the vehicle is not started and when the vehicle is going to be completely started. There is a point in between. That means it's not yet, it's not completely started, but it is going to be started, yet to start. That point is of Paśyantī. That means differentiation between this particular object, signified and signifier, is yet to begin, but they have started segregating, and you just to use the same concept in the embryological studies when you see the development of the zygote, how the first cell divide, how the first cell undergoes in the division, and at that level there is a point where the segregation is yet to begin. That is the state of Paśyantī. And the third state, where signifier, signified and the meaning, they all are appearing on the canvas, but they are in our mental comprehension, that means in our thoughts. अब ये हमारे विचार की भाषा हो गई है. That means I have comprehended that there is an entity which will be named as like pen or kalam. So, a particular signifier, a particular signified and a particular meaning associated with that particular object and the word both is in my thoughts, in our thoughts. So, at the level of thoughts, the vak is nominated as Madhyamā, that is after Parā, Paśyantī, then Madhyamā. And in that state, the relationship is notional, notifying something. So, in my thought, I assumed that once I would be having my kid, I would name him or her like this. This is the conceptual understanding where I have kept one object, one name, and I have imagined one meaning comprehended. So, the relationship is notional relationship. I am just conceptualizing the actually the notification which is going to happen. It's not yet have happened. अभी तक वो अस्तित्व में आया नहीं है, लेकिन हमने उसका नामकरण सोच लिया है. So, in our thoughts, we establish that relationship between vācya vācak and vācyārtha. This is notional relation. We conceptualize to notify something, how to notify something, right? And at the last instance, when in reality the object is present outside of us and we have started using the word, particular word to address that particular object, the relationship between the three becomes conventional. That means now we just superpose a kind of a particular word on the particular object, because we have to do the same superposition again and again continuously just in order to go with our day-to-day behavior. Suppose in our class, if you or we all are not having separate individual specific names, how would I address you? अगर सबके एक अलग अलग नाम नहीं होंगे तो सबको कैसे एड्रेस किया जाएगा? In order to perform my daily behavior with all of you, or in order to perform daily behavior for all of you with anyone else, you need a particular name. You need a particular shabda for yourself, and that shabda is your name. In the Namakarana Sanskar, you were provided with a particular shabda that throughout of your life you will be known by this shabda itself. So what has been done? This structure which you are possessing as a gross body is being superposed with a particular word, and now you are being notified as a particular person. So whole of our life we are just practicing our conventional day-to-day behavior with a particular word. This is not like my name, which is consisting of word Surabhi, is stuck to this particular kind of structure. No, there is no hard and fast rule. It is just superposed on that particular entity which is gross in appearance, and I am possessing it. So this is happening at the Vaikharī level. So when I will be called by someone, I would be addressed by my name, the word which has been already given to me in order to perform the conventional behavior. So this is Vaikharī. When we speak actually, when we utter actually something, that becomes a gross speech or Vaikharī Vāk. So in turn we have 4 levels of Vāk: Parā, Paśyantī, Madhyamā and Vaikharī. Parā is a state where signifier and signified both are superposed, no differentiation. Paśyantī is that state in which the differentiation is yet to begin, and Madhyamā is the state of thoughts. Yeah, remember this thing. Madhyamā is the state of our thoughts, and Vaikharī is the gross speech, when we actually utter something. So now, on the basis of this structure itself, Parā, Paśyantī, Madhyamā and Vaikharī, we have 3 types of meanings also. अर्थ के भी 3 तरह के होते हैं, and this is very interesting. First one is Abhidhā, second is Lakṣaṇā, and third is Vyañjanā. Abhidhā means direct meaning. If I use a sentence like Ram is going to school, and the meaning which I want to convey to you is the direct one that is coming from the words itself. That means Ram is there, a person Ram is there, and that person is going to the school. Simple. Direct meaning I want to convey. So whatever is the meaning of the words, that is the meaning of the sentence. No change, no modifications, no variations. Hard and fast, everyone will understand the same meaning, because this is uttered in Abhidhā. Second is Lakṣaṇā, indicative meaning. In this indicative meaning, the words, when the direct meaning can't be comprehended. Indicative means I will say to you, but I want to convey or address someone else. That means when we comment on someone, like suppose you want to comment on someone, you are talking to your friend and you are trying to convey that thing in a way of commenting on a third person. Like दोस्ती पर से भरोसा उठ गया है, आपने ऐसा बोला क्यों? Just because you wanted to communicate to your friend that now he is not going to be my good friend, he has betrayed me. You are saying to someone else, but you are indicating to that person, you are in turn trying to make that person listen to your statement. So, it is indicative, Lakṣaṇā. When we are in Sanskrit, if you split Lakṣaṇā like Lakṣyārtham, your target is someone else. Lakṣya means target. So, targeting someone else, you are addressing someone else, that is Lakṣaṇā. Okay? And if the person would be your friend, obviously the person will realize this was not for him, this was for me, right? This is Lakṣaṇā. And in the third one, Vyañjanā, suggestive meaning. What is that? When we utter some kind of statements which are general and they give the meaning, multiple meanings to the multiple audience, like sab maya moh hai, everything is just an illusion. This is a very general statement, but each and every person can get or comprehend a different type of meaning for that. Somebody will ask, why are you saying that? Kya hua? Aisa kya ho gaya? Something has happened to you, some kind of tragedy has happened to you. So, you are feeling like you are going to take vairagya from the world, from the life. Kya ho gaya aisa? Somebody will take like maybe the person is highly spiritual, so he is exclaiming that sab maya moh hai, everything is just an illusion, right? Everyone can comprehend the same sentence in a different perspective as per their own desire. So, in this case, the statement is single one, but the meaning comprehended is multiple according to the audience, as per the mood and desire and understanding of the audience. The same sentence can give multiple meanings. This is Vyañjanā, and Vyañjanā is that quality which is present in Kāvya Śāstra, specifically in poetries. Like when we read the poetries, each and every person can experience a different feel from that poetry. The same sentence can give different types of feelings to different persons as per their own moods. एक ही गाना जो आपको बहुत पसंद है, sing a single song, you like it very, you just like it too much. But if your mood is not good, the same song either gives you the feeling of pleasure, or the same song can give you the feeling of pain also. If you are having a breakup with someone, then there may be the same song that you loved to listen with that same person. Now you are not liking to listen to the same song because that song is giving you the pain. So, in poetry, in Kāvya Śāstra, this Vyañjanā meaning is very dominating, and that is the actual vital life of the creative Shastra, imaginative, creative, poetic literature. On the basis of these three types of meanings, because we have understood first state, that is Śabda, then Vāk and its 4 stages, and now little bit about the Artha. So, here the utterances, the sentences which are being uttered by the speakers, how they actually give the meaning on the basis of these 3 possible structures, that is Abhidhā, Lakṣaṇā and Vyañjanā. The process of giving that kind of meaning is described as the possibilities of getting meaning, and that is also of 2 types. One is Abhihit and second is Anvit. So, very easily we can understand it from the diagram itself. First is Abhihit. In Sanskrit, we have to split the word, very easily we will get the meaning. Abhihit, here it is mentioned Abhihit. What is Abhihit? Intended meaning. Then Anvay. Anvay means joining. And then last is Vāda. Vāda is a theory which comes after argumentation or discussion. Okay? So, the first theory which says how these three types of meanings, that is Abhidhā, Lakṣaṇā or Vyañjanā, come to existence or they are being expressed. कैसे प्रकट होते हैं ये अर्थ? The process of appearance of the meanings is or you can say it can be of two types. So the thinkers in Indian corpus have two possible ways, two possibilities. First possibility is that Abhihitānvaya-Vāda. The first possibility is defined as a theory which is known as Abhihitānvaya. So what is Abhihit? Just take a single sentence, Ram is going to school. So here Ram is going to school. These are the 5 words. Now each word is representing one meaning. Ram is a particular noun, there is a meaning for that, is a particular verb, meaning for that. So all the meanings segregately are coming first of all. Then jointly all the meanings are coming together. So each pad has first expressed its meaning, then separately, and then constituent meanings will jointly produce the meaning of the utterance. This is the first opinion, this is the first possibility, how we come to or how we reach to the conclusion of understanding a particular meaning from a particular utterance. Maybe each word is having or expressing its own meaning, then all the meanings are fused together and they are producing the meaning of the complete sentence or utterance. So we understand that okay, Ram is going to school, that means Ram is proceeding for the school. This is one possibility. Second possibility is Anvitābhidhāna. Again you can split it like Anvit. So Anvit means jointly and Abhidhāna means intended name or pad. Intended name, not the meaning. Make it very clear here, intended meaning and here intended name or pad. Okay. So now Anvitābhidhāna, the theory which is mentioned as Anvitābhidhāna is saying the same sentence, Ram is going to school, can produce the meaning of utterance, meaning by the method when we use Ram is going to school. These are the pad and they are first joint. So what is happening? Intended name or pad are jointly producing the meaning. So these are joined together, this is linking. It is not like that each pad will generate its meaning first and then meanings will be fusing together to give the meaning of utterance. No. Here what is happening? They are saying that the second possibility is like the words are jointly producing the meaning. First all the words are joined together and then only we can comprehend the meaning of the utterance. This is the second possibility. So sometimes, for example, in direct meaning, Abhidhā, what happens when we say Ram is going to school, everyone understands the same meaning, direct meaning. That means each pad gives its meaning and then we understand it. Okay. So this theory is applicable in Abhidhā. Each word has expressed its meaning and all the meanings jointly gave the meaning of utterance. Okay. This theory, this particular possibility is applicable for Abhidhā. Fine, no issues. For the Lakṣaṇā, what will happen? In case of Lakṣaṇā, each word will give the meaning. Meaning will be produced separately, but the actual meaning will be something else. So because we are indicating to someone else, we are commenting on someone else, our target is someone else. Lakshya arth kuch aur hai. So indicative meaning can never be produced through Abhihitānvaya-Vāda. There all the words are fused together first. So there is a one meaning, that is direct meaning, but as per the context, as per the situation, we know that this meaning was not intended to me. This meaning was intended to someone else. So ma'am was commenting on someone else. She was not saying to me. The target was you. This is Lakṣaṇā. So in Lakṣaṇā, Anvitābhidhāna-Vāda actually gets executed, right? In case of Vyañjanā, again, because the same sentence, sab maya mohe, everything is just an illusion. Sentence is giving the meaning, but each and every audience, each and every person who is listening to this sentence can understand a separate type or a completely different type of meaning for the same sentence. So how it can be, how it can happen? Actually, it can happen only when Anvitābhidhāna-Vāda is accepted. So in case of Lakṣaṇā and Vyañjanā, this possibility gets executed. This theory gets executed. Anvitābhidhāna-Vāda. Remember, note it down that in Lakṣaṇā and Vyañjanā, Anvitābhidhāna-Vāda defines or decides the meaning of the utterance. While in case of Abhidhā, direct speech or direct meaning, the previous one, Abhihitānvaya-Vāda, gets executed. This theory provides the answer of utterance, how the meaning comes into existence. After that, next we have three constituents. When we are making the meaning, when we are trying to convey the meaning, because in previous lecture I told you intrinsic property of the language. What is the intrinsic property of the language? To communicate successfully the meaning intended to the listener. So when we are constructing the meaning of utterance, there are three requirements. First is akanksha. Akanksha means the requirement of the words for each other. Then yogyata, the qualification of the words. Then sannidhi, that is the proximity of the words. Now what is that and how it gets executed? The discourse laid down about the language explains that each word requires other one. For example, the verb requires subject and object. If I say Ram, then you will automatically ask, what ma'am, what are you trying to say? You speak further. हमें ऐसे कैसे पता चलेगा राम उसके आगे क्या? आप राम का नाम जपना चाहती हैं, कुछ और कहना चाह रही हैं. You use the second word. Then only we would be able to understand the complete meaning. So first is akanksha. Each and every word requires another word to get expressed completely in the form of a meaning. Second, not all the words are suitable to be put in a sentence with each other. For example, not all the synonyms of the jal are suitable to denote its movement or liquidity. For example, and this is very important, no two words in the Sanskrit are exact synonyms of each other. Very important. For example, take a very simple example. Suppose Ganesh. In our tradition, we have a practice of Sahasranama, Vishnu Sahasranama, so on. बहुत सारे. Each and every entity is having multiple names. Sahasranama means 1,000 names of that particular deity, right? So what is happening actually? Like if for Ganesh, we take the example, take the word Gajanan. That means Gaj is elephant, Anan means face. So the face of an elephant. So if there is an artist who draws on the canvas a drawing of Ganesh, and once you gave him the word Gajanan, draw it. So the artist will draw Gaj like Anan, right? A face like an elephant. If you give Lambodaraha, so a long fat belly, the artist will draw that on the canvas. And in the same way, if you follow the process of drawing all the possible words which are available to address the deity Ganesha, you will find that the complete picture of Ganesha is in front of us. जिस गणेश को हम देख रहे हैं वो ऐसे नहीं बन जाता है, उसमें सारे वर्ड्स यूज होते हैं, then only the complete picture of that Ganesh comes into existence. In the same way, like Vishnu Sahasranama, if you go the thousands words which are listed in that Sahasranama, you will find that each word is representing a particular character or attribute of that particular deity, and then if all the 1000 names are drawn on the canvas, the complete form of that particular entity comes into existence. So, this is how in Sanskrit no two words are exact synonyms. In the same way, we cannot use the same word which are understood or which have been told to us that synonym of the jala is vari and so on, so on and so on. Each word is very specific and a specific identity is linked with each word. That is why no two words are replaceable, especially in poetry. The meaning of a word gets changed with the proximity of another also, because third one is proximity. So, how it happens? The proximity is also a necessity in producing perfect meaning. This feature dominates in poetry. Any random word cannot produce the perfect meaning in figurative speech. That is why in Chandas, specifically in Vedic corpus, we cannot replace a single sound. We cannot replace a single sound. मंत्र है, highly coded है और एक भी sound replaceable नहीं है, and that's why so much of the labor was put to keep it intact. In the practice also we had so many pathas, 8 variations of the pathas. So, in poetry, replacing the word with the synonyms may create a disturbance in the metrical structure also. One thing is metrics will be disturbed, and the second thing is the same kind of feel or experience would not be communicated when we replace the same particular word with its possible synonym. So, in turn, akanksha, requirement of the words, one word requires others, and then yogyata, not each word, not each and every word or each and every possible synonym can be used in place of each and every word. So, yogyata, the qualification of that particular word is also necessary, and the proximity is also very necessary. For example, vyakt means expressed, avyakt non-expressed. In Sanskrit, this proximity is very deciding factor, because each of the prefix, when we use it, it changes the complete meaning, just opposite. Vyakt is expressed, avyakt negates it. So, you can say just opposite influence just by putting a single sound a. So, this is sannidhi, proximity of the sounds and proximity of the words also. So, in order to create a particular meaning of the utterance, we have 3 basic requirements: akanksha, yogyata and sannidhi. And according to these 3 requirements, there are 2 words, one is vivaksha and second is tatparya, and this is very important also. Vivaksha is the desire of the speaker, while tatparya means the meaning understood by the listener. For example, in this novel Adventures of Tom Sawyer by Mark Twain, with a character like Aunt Polly, बहुत सारे लोगों ने पढ़ा होगा बचपन में, सुनी है ना टॉम सॉयर की स्टोरी. What is the story? This kid is a very clever boy and he is living with his aunt, and this aunt is having her own child, and she is already focused or preoccupied with taking all the labor just by Tom, not by her own kid. So, Tom decides how to manage others or how to manipulate others in order to get his things done. So, he uses reverse psychology all the time. So, what is his desire? The desire is he does not want to do that work, and he wants to get his work completed, because his aunt has instructed him and he is forced to do that. So, the desire is the work should be completed, but I won't do it. So, in order to get his work done by others, he uses reverse psychology. That means he starts creating or narrating a kind of fraud story or something which is which can actually make others impress or convince to actually do his work. And then what happens? A lot of people get manipulated and they do his work. So, they painted the wall for him, right. So, in that way he got his work done, but without doing by himself. In the same way, a lot of the stories are available in Panchatantra Hitopadesh, where the clever persons use this reverse psychology in order to get their things done. So, in that case, what is the desire of the speaker when they are narrating some kind of story or some kind of incidents to you? What is the desire? Suppose आपके दोस्त में ही कोई आपको बहुत कहानी सुनाने लग जाए अचानक से, तो 10 and after 10 to 15 minutes you will ask the person, तुम चाहते क्या हो मुझसे? What do you desire? So, first of all, whatever the person communicated to you, that is a plot, that are utterances, they are providing a particular meaning, but they are tatparyas. What is the actual thing? That is vivaksha. जो desire है speaker की, that is vivaksha. So, in turn, the desire of that person who uses the reverse psychology to get his things done is vivaksha. And whatever the person plots in his utterances, that is his tatparya. And this is the way how we actually perform a lot of things to manipulate others or to do brainwash. Just like if if there is a very clever person, shrewd person, want to create a kind of conflict between the two best friends. दो अच्छे घनिष्ठ मित्रों को लड़ाना चाहता है कोई. So, separately the person will go to each of them and put some or the other thing in the ears of that person separately, and then something about the other one to the other person, and by doing this thing continuously for a longer period of time, ultimately the person becomes successful to just put the conflicts between them. So, क्या होता है इस तरह की स्थिति में? The desire of the speaker is vivaksha, and whatever that person communicated to those of both of them, that is tatparya. So, these kind of things are based on the same principle. Desire of the speaker is always one. Vivaksha is always one. Desire of the speaker is always one. Just like right now, the desire of the speaker as me is one, to make you understand the concept available in the Indian corpus through this course, right? This desire मेरी एक ही है. But whatever I am teaching, through different possible examples, explanations, everything, that is my tatparya. And in that tatparya, I am using sometimes Abhidhā, sometimes Lakṣaṇā, sometimes Vyañjanā. So, each student will be having some kind of different understandings. That is why even though a teacher teaches everything uniformly to all the students, but each student receives it accordingly to her or his own capacity, क्योंकि व्यंजना dominate कर रही है. Sometimes व्यंजना dominates. So, the intention or the intended meaning becomes different, and the desire is vivaksha. These are the things which are related with the meaning or artha, and they are belonging to the prapanchatmak aspect of bhasha. So, in this lecture, whatever I have explained to all of you, that is describing the prapanchatmak dimension of bhasha. multiplicity, differentiation and diversification. In diversity, how we are conventionally behaving with each other, how the language is becoming the mode of communication, that means a means of communication, and also in the self-talk, the way of communion with oneself. So, the meaning and the words Śabda and Artha, vācaka, vācya and vācyārtha, how they are getting interrelated in order to discuss or describe all the possible prapanch which is available here in different disciplines. Whatever discipline we are pursuing, that does not matter, what that all is just a prapanch in another sense. This is defining the diversity, differentiation, and when you reach to a nano substance like unified field theory or some kind of thing, because we in the sciences are still in the process of understanding the Parā state, but as per the Indian corpus, when we reach to the topmost subtlest point of unified state, there is nothing but the Chaitanya or consciousness itself, and that is free from all the diversities or multiplications or the dualities, etc. So, from the next lecture, we will define or discuss the rest of the things like the concept of the mantra, because by this lecture, till this lecture we have finished or understood prapanchatmak dimension. So, now we have to touch mantratmak aspect, and that is much more deep, that is much more metaphysical. So, from the next lecture we will begin the mantratmak dimension of the bhasha. For this lecture this is sufficient. Thank you.